Perfect Cell versus Metal Sonic. Now, I don't really know that much about Metal Sonic, except for the fact that he can scan his opponents in the middle of battle and pick up on their and copy their techniques.
Oh, it's not just their techniques. Metal Sonic can copy their specs.
Yeah, oh, that too.
He's-
And I think that
It's
is going to
basically
be
like a meso.
Also, it doesn't help that Metal Sonic in base can keep up with characters like Base Sonic and Base Shadow, who are already a lot stronger than people think they are.
And again, I think that is really going to be the key difference in this fight. I mean, he's like Cell. Yes, he has a lot of the abilities and strengths of arguably the most powerful characters in all of Dragon Ball, and they're no pushovers either. But the fact that Metal Sonic can copy the powers and specs of his foe, I feel like that is going to be a huge factor that's going to tip the scale in Metal Sonic's favor. But again, though, because of like the Zenkai boost that Cell got from the Saiyans, that might play a factor.
So, question: is Cell an artificial being?
Yes.
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 He was created by Dr. Giro, the same man he created the androids.
Okay.
Um,
Is he like biological in nature or machine
Yes.
in nature?
Cell is a technically speaking, he's a biomechanical life form. He was grown in a test tube. It takes
That
a long time for Cell to exist. In order to get his perfect form, he needs to absorb 2 androids, which are also biomechanical.
No. Okay. That might be the deciding factor then, because Metal Sonic is robotic, all robotic.
Yeah.
And that's what his limiting is, and why he's in the shows Sonic has been able to overcome is because of that limitation.
Well, we've also seen that Cell can't absorb pure metal. He tried to absorb Android 16 and failed. He can't absorb 16. Which also means he has no options for absorbing Metal Sonic either.
Though, so I think we already kind of are voting on Metal Sonic here.
I mean, I still think Cell's gonna win. I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
Okay.
I mean, I'm for Metal Sonic, but I'm like, he does have his limits.
Okay.
He does have his limits.
So yeah, that's the thing. Is like, yeah, Cell has the potential to surpass his limits because of a lot of the Saiyan boosts and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But and like King Tyrant said, base metal, like Metal Sonic has different forms as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's something we gotta keep in mind too. So it's like, will those other forms of Metal Sonic, will that be able to help, bridge any weaknesses that he may have against Cell?
Mm-hmm. Also, King, we're talking about maxed out for both characters. That's usually how Death Battle works.
Which also
All
means
their beats.
which also means that if there's a Metal Sonic in the Archie comics, oh boy.
Yeah, I've done
in every continuity of Metal Sonic, he is just about on par with regular Sonic, and regular Sonic is a ridiculously unbeatable menace in the Archie comics.
True.
Okay. Well,
anyway, are we ready to watch this?
Okay, so I'm thinking Metal Sonic, but you two are thinking Cell.
Yeah,
I'm thinking Metal Sonic too, but it depends on what their factor would be for winning.
I think it can go either way. I just think that I think both of them, their final potential, I'm not sure which one would win, but in terms of their base beginning of fight levels, Cell is the stronger combatant.
Okay. I might agree on that fact. I'm rooting for Metal Sonic because I like Metal Sonic. If I watched Dragon Ball and knew the history of Cell, I would maybe to be voting for Cell, but I'm going for Metal Sonic.
They better.
So, D-Rex, have you seen Dragon Ball? Do you know the history of Cell, or am I the only one who knows?
Hold on. I gotta mute myself quick. My cat is just. He is being
You're fine. All right. So I guess while D-Rex is doing that, I guess I'll also break down Perfect Cell for a second. The dude in base can blow up a solar system with little to no effort. That is the feeling we worked with Dragon Ball.
Though, one thing to note here is I believe this is the final death battle that Devil Artemis is going to be working on, at least for the time being. So, with Devil Artemis animating this, you can already tell this is going to look beautiful. And I think Devil Artemis is voicing Cell too. I'm not 100% sure. But, alright, so we got 2 votes for Metal Sonic, 1 vote for, or actually, no, I'm going to make a poll here quick. Okay, and votes are in, and it looks like we are voting on Metal Sonic. Alright. Alright, chat, here we go. Okay, Zeph and Lushu, I am starting at the very beginning.
All right.
Alright. 3, 2, 1.
Fight! Cell versus Metal Sonic.
Which copycat android is truly the superior model?
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our
Oh yeah, the Chaos Emeralds. That is a very good question. If those are...
I don't recall Metal Sonic ever being able to use the emeralds.
Well, in past death battles, they've had him use them, so...
All it left behind was their clothes.
Tigers, welcome in.
Thing ate these people's insides, leaving only a shadow
Hey, Tiger.
behind.
Some kind of
Oh, and Chad, let me
creature
know
driven by
how
the
volume
need to
is.
be Earth's new apex predator, the ultimate life form.
The Namekian Piccolo went to investigate this manslayer and discovered that it was intelligent. Its tail could
Well,
unravel
we'll
to
find
absorb
out
its
in the
power
analysis
sources and add their energy
if
to its
Metal
wrecking
can or
pistol.
not.
But the
I'm pretty sure he
was
can.
only just beginning, because for its last trick, somehow this freak of nature knew the Kamehameha.
The mystery of this creature's origin was decades in the making. Years ago, the world was terrorized by the most advanced paramilitary organization in history, the Red Ribbon Army.
Until they got rocked by this little kung fu gremlin, Son Goku.
But Red
Yeah, they
Ribbon's
did.
dream of revenge lived on within their head scientist, Dr. Gero.
Hiding away in his spooky cave
Baka
laboratory,
Choco
Gero would go
Robo,
forth,
thank you for the
studying
follow.
Z-fighters from afar, learning
Oh, hey,
everything there
Choco.
was to know about them.
And building a series
Hey,
of
Choco.
androids that would destroy his spiky-haired nemesis once and for all.
He made a ton of them. Infinite energy androids, key-absorbing androids, trucker head androids, and even... ginger androids.
However, none of Gero's creations were capable of matching that drive to improve that Goku and his fellow martial artists possessed.
Luckily, he had one more android left. A cute little booger so complex he'd take years after Gero's death to complete. Its name was Cell.
Born from a single cell, get it? This android possessed the genetic information of all the greatest warriors that had battled on Earth, and, when fully evolved, would become unstoppable.
And with their DNA, Cell absorbed all their powers and techniques too.
Common among all of them is the power
I like how they put the Kermit the Frog.
and weaponize it to
Hey,
fly,
yeah.
blast, fly at faster than light speeds, move things with telekinesis, and create force fields.
From the humans,
Pull the volume up a little bit?
Cell knows
Okay.
the multiform technique, Destructo Disc, and the Tri-Beam, his extra special favorite. Oh, weird, I'm not seeing Chaozu on this list. Sorry, bud.
Is Chaozu human?
Oh,
Okay. Cell can fire the Death Beam, as well as breathe in and travel through the vacuum of space with the alien genes of Frieza and his father.
and because he's got Piccolo's DNA, Cell can regenerate humongous damage to his body at the cost of some keys.
Cell has survived having half his body vaporized multiple times, and cannot be destroyed unless the small cluster of cells at the core of his being is eradicated.
Basically dead.
Should that little bugger survive, Cell will always
Yes.
return, even stronger
As
than
long
before
as there's-
because of the Saiyan DNA he got from Goku.
As
and
long as there's a
Vegeta.
singular
Definitely the
cell
Prima
left of Cell alive,
Sure, he can
he
perfectly
regenerates.
get attacks like the Gallic Gun, Spirit Bomb, and of course
Basically
Kamehameha,
Deadpool.
as well as teleport by locking onto a living being's key signature.
But the best part of being a Saiyan is how much crazy
Hi,
stronger
CT.
they get every time they almost
CT,
die.
yeah,
They
you
can
know.
even evolve to become
Hey,
orders
CT,
of
welcome
magnitude
in.
stronger in the midst of battle. Combine that with Cell's healing factor, and he is effectively the ultimate warrior.
Like a perpetual shonen motion machine.
Here's a good
Driven by
question.
biological imperative,
Peak Majin
Cell
Buu
wanted
versus
nothing
Perfect
more than to
Cell.
devour Giro's previous
Peak
androids,
Majin Buu.
17 and 18, believing it would make him
Idea.
perfect.
Only one problem. The Cell we know was born in the future, and both 17 and 18 had been destroyed. So he murdered Trunks and went back in time. Not our Trunks, future Trunks. Well, not future Trunks, but another future Trunks. It's very complicated. There's like
No
5
difficulty.
timelines.
As
Yay,
Cell
time
defeated and
travel.
absorbed the androids, he evolved, not only getting stronger, but changing his personality and developing a lust for battle.
He became less creepy bug serial killer and more, well, Saiyan. After exploiting that very Saiyan arrogance and warrior's pride, Cell finally became perfect.
And easily dominated Trunks and Vegeta, the latter of whom had decades of battle experience under his belt.
Perfect Cell's power was off the charts. He could threaten the
Oh, did
whole
preteen
Earth
Gohan
just by
beat him?
powering up with a
Inks.
full power
Preteen
Kamehameha.
Inks.
He was even capable of destroying our entire solar system.
While the vast majority of our solar system's mass is located in the sun, this still means that Cell's key wave would have to reach 2.8 billion miles to eradicate every planet.
But Wiz, maybe he was just exaggerating.
Not likely. Cell's claim has been backed up in multiple guidebooks and even demonstrated outright in the video games.
Cell's even stronger in the anime adaptation, considering the time Frieza blew up Namek. In the anime, the explosion was literally hundreds of light years wide and lit up the friggin' galaxy.
And Cell was far stronger than Frieza was at that point in time.
Hell, the Namekians could sense him all the way from a different galaxy and thought he might be a threat to the whole universe.
He's also incredibly fast, capable of blitzing even the strongest Z fighters at the time. Goku flew from Grand Kai's planet of heaven all the way to hell, hundreds of billions of light years in half a minute. And that was in his base form.
Yeah, that's cool, but how about the power to squeeze mini Cell Juniors out of your butt? What? Never heard of that?
Deeply contended with
Call
the
it
almighty
the
Hercules.
Eagle.
Saiyan.
Perfect Cell was entirely without peer and, no longer wedded to Giro's petty grudge, decided to prove it with a tournament.
The Cell Games! And if Goku couldn't even beat him, what hope did anyone else have? Vegeta couldn't even handle a Cell Jr.
Their last hope was Goku's own son, Gohan.
After Cell arrogantly let him power up, Gohan unleashed his rage, pushed the bug monster to his absolute limits, and beat him. Wow, Cell, you really are related to Vegeta, aren't you?
In truth, Cell was a victim of his own success. The same Saiyan genes that made him all-powerful also sowed the seeds of his defeat.
He got so mad he even blew himself up. Maybe he does have some Chaozu in him after all.
Even that wasn't enough to totally put him down, and he came back with the same Super Saiyan power-up that Gohan had just unlocked.
Super perfect Cell. Now with more lightning, in a battle for the ages, Cell put the entire weight of his biological programming against one lone Saiyan.
I don't want
and
Dragon
went the
Ball. It just feels
distance.
like
But in the end, it still wasn't enough.
I'm getting more
No matter how
powerful
brilliantly
because you
Dr.
got more
Gero copied
powerful
the Z
and so
fighters,
on.
he still couldn't quite figure out their knack for going beyond.
What can be destroyed
Well,
can always
Saiyans
be
have
rebuilt.
what's called
All it
the
takes to
Zenkai
recreate
boost.
the most fearsome
Basically,
warrior
they
in
get
the
stronger the
universe
closer they
is
are to
one
death.
single cell.
Well, it's not just getting close to death, it's getting mortally
Hey, real quick,
wounded
did you know
and then
Death Metal launched our
recovering
own
from
tabletop
that.
gaming channel?
And because
It's
of
called
Cell's
The
healing
whenever-
factor.
We're doing Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah,
Blood on
so
the
whenever
Clock Tower,
Cell
and a bunch of other stuff.
regenerates,
I'd love if you could check it out.
he's also
We just
getting a
finished our
massive
campaign through
Zenkai
the
boost.
old school Tomb of Horrors.
It sounds interesting by the way they're reacting.
It does. This is why I like. This is like okay.
Time and again, the
Oh,
world and
pause.
its
You're right,
three
we'll
forest
talk about it
creatures were
later.
threatened
Alright.
by the evil and oval Dr. Ivo Eggman Robotnik.
And time and again, that same world and those same critters were saved by Sonic the Hedgehog. No matter how many robotic badniks the good doctor threw at his blue spiky
Okay,
nemesis, his
so
schemes were
for
always
Metal
6
Sonic, they
big
are
jumps to
focusing
glowing
on the
wing
video
spot
games
away
and
from
IDW
getting cracked and
comics.
scrambled.
But it wouldn't be over easy for Eggman. If he couldn't defeat the Blue Blur, he would make his own, Metal Sonic.
Well, 0 points on creativity for that name, but god damn, he does look metal as hell.
They say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, so Eggman built Metal with more than enough blast processing to match his prototype.
Really hate Sonic.
I said hate Sonic, Sonic, hate Sonic, 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 Sonic.
He's tougher than Eggman's standard equipment, some of which can survive black holes.
Metal can use all of Sonic's power-ups, and even replicate his classic spin dash and light speed attack.
But he's got moves of his own.
He can attack with energy blast, fire a chest laser, surround himself in an electric aura, or an impenetrable force field.
By overloading his circuitry with energy, Metal can activate B maximum overdrive, quadrupling his acceleration and obliterating anything in his path, at the risk of self-destructing.
You'd think all that'd be enough to turn the rodent into roadkill, but it only took one showdown on Stardust Speedway to send Metal to the scrap heap.
On paper, Metal should be able to outmatch Sonic in every way, and yet he doesn't. For some reason, Eggman wasn't able to capture that ineffable quality that makes Sonic the fastest thing alive. Metal's defeats at the hands of Sonic and his friends sharpened his AI into a seething hatred of his rival and a burning desire to prove himself superior.
Yeah, well, when you're getting your supersized red ass handed to you by Charmy B, you know something's gone horribly wrong.
Metal's defeats gave him an existential crisis. If he was created to surpass Sonic and couldn't even manage that,
it's a sad day when an AI has
why should
an
he
emotional
exist?
mental breakdown.
Never one to admit defeat, Eggman took Metal back to the drawing board and birthed him anew.
And it actually happens in real life.
Neo Metal Sonic was, above all, far
Literally, that's why
smarter.
some experiments failed for the AI, some AI program.
Took over his empire, and we mean literally copied. If Metal started as Sonic's copycat, why not hunt all of his furry friends down and copy them too?
Neo Metal Sonic is equipped with scanners in his optic receptors that can copy a person's biodata, giving him the ability to recreate all of their abilities in seconds.
Like the Sonic Boom, Knuckles' Hammer Punch, Tails' magical swiveling asshole, and Big's ability to suck at fishing.
Metal isn't just learning their moves, he can replicate more esoteric powers like Silver Psychokinesis, manufacture Rouge's mechanical bat guards, or alter his very biology to copy Espio's chameleon invisibility.
Okay, so according to
It's
Tails,
worth mentioning that biological
Metal
data
could
is a
copy
real
many
scientific term
abilities
and can
all at
refer to
the same
molecular
time.
structures like the genome sequence within a living organism's DNA.
Yeah, his copying is so busted, it doesn't really matter that he's a robot made of metal. If you can do it, so can he.
In one of
Probably
the
hope that he
games,
can
Metal Sonic
shapeshift
had
and
an
regenerate
ultimate
his whole
form that
body
took
from
at
a
least
puddle.
2 minutes
Likely
at
by
best to
copying one of the
transform
mightiest
into.
beings on the
Okay,
planet, the
that
god
is
of
a something to
destruction,
keep in mind.
Chaos.
Not
That
the
his
only
transformations
chaos he's encountered.
By
may
scanning
take
the
time.
ultimate life form, Shadow the Hedgehog, he gained his ability to manipulate some of the
Oh.
most powerful artifacts
Yep.
in the universe.
There we go. There's
They're
the
including the
answer.
The
emerald.
Chaos Emeralds?
Yes, the emeralds contain an infinite wellspring of mystical power and life energy. With them, Metal can perform Shadow's chaos control. He can teleport, warp, and distort space, boost his speed, and stop time. And with either the Chaos Emeralds or Master Emerald, he can transform into Super Neo Metal Sonic.
Completely invulnerable and
I
completely
think
golden.
if Metal
Super
Sonic
Metal Sonic
gets his
can
hands
move
on the
faster
Chaos
than light
Emeralds, I
speeds
think
and
that
has the
might
power to
really
move
tip
continents.
The emeralds are inconceivably
in his
powerful.
favor.
They've been used to fuel Eggman's Death Egg, which could obliterate star systems.
On their own, they can even create and destroy whole universes.
Other super characters like Sonic have battled and defeated beings like the Time Eater, who could destroy multiple dimensions and timelines in seconds. At their peak, 3 super hedgehogs have even fought Solaris, who nearly consumed Sonic's entire multiverse.
So Super Neo Metal Sonic should be just as powerful as any of them. Though he's gotta be quick, because all that power only lasts a short time.
The road to total domination was nearly at an end. After manipulating Sonic and friends and copying their abilities, Metal eventually combined their biodata with the mighty Egg Fleet and became Metal Overlord.
Complete with missiles, giant crystal projectiles, and the strength to match 3 supersonic heroes all by himself, Overlord is all-time final boss material.
And he knew it. His ego might as well have had its own health bar. Metal's drive to surpass his rival had morphed into the delusional belief that he was the original, and Sonic the loathsome copy.
A copy that Metal had finally outclassed. All the heroes Metal had gathered had to team up to take him down.
He may have stolen their abilities, but Metal never possessed the thing that made the Sonic heroes successful: their friendship and teamwork.
Aw, how cute! Gag. Probably should have added some of those goddamn rails to the final boss fight, because it is impossible to land on those things. After getting trashed again, Eggman reprogrammed Metal to purge any bits of rebelliousness from his code.
Metal returned to being the Eggman Army's chief enforcer, always proving invaluable as the Bad Doctor's greatest creation, now completely obedient once again.
I don't know, Wiz. Who knows what's really going on behind those glowing red eyes? Maybe Metal is more cunning than he lets on, and is only biding his time
Power
until
of
he
friendship
can
is
take
the like
over
one
again.
hack in
Maybe
any
the
show.
most powerful thing that Metal copied was the ability to lie.
Ooh, dang, that's scary.
Hey, I'm Chad, the voice of Boomstick. And if you
All right,
don't believe me,
pause.
But what about now?
Okay, we'll skip up to, let's see, 1536, and then we'll that's where we'll hit the play once we get going. Okay, so just based on all that, predictions still the same, or have predictions shifted?
I still think it's Metal Sonic.
Metal, yeah.
I mean, the feats though you see comparatively wise.
On paper, Cell's feats are really good. However, when it comes down to it, the fact that he has access to the Chaos Emeralds, if they give him the Chaos Emeralds, that's a win for him. Unfortunately, the Chaos Emeralds are a cheat code. If you have them, not a lot of people can stop you. Their only real limitation is that anyone who uses them can't use their power very long, so you're on a time limit.
Yeah.
On top of that, Metal Sonic apparently has copied the abilities of a being of pure destruction.
True.
Yeah.
Okay, probably still Metal. I mean, yeah, I could see it. Probably still Metal Sonic.
Metal Sonic can, and like
If it was-
Metal Sonic can also copy Cell, so he learned all the techniques of Cell, which includes the Kamehameha and instant transmission and solar flare.
Could?
Don't forget,
Well,
those are
find out.
technically just learnable. Well, the thing is, he straight up said it doesn't matter if the technique itself requires a biological component he doesn't have, or if it requires something else he doesn't have. He is capable of doing it.
Yeah, like bro.
And even if you want to,
Go ahead.
even if you want to say that he can't do it because they're energy-based techniques, solar flare isn't. Solar flare is 100% just it's about using the sun to your advantage.
Yeah, and Princess Broke. They said that Metal Sonic copied all of the powers and attacks of Sonic and all of his friends, and that is like a broken ability to have. You can just scan your opponent and copy all their attacks and their abilities. But because he's Metal, though, I don't think he can copy Cell's regeneration ability. That might be the one limitation.
I mean, actually, he might be able to with his liquid metal ability.
He doesn't need to. Well, he doesn't need to copy the regeneration of Cell because he has his own regeneration.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Kind of anyone's game.
All right. So I think just because of the adaptability of Metal Sonic's abilities, I think it does give him the edge. But yeah, on paper, Cell's feats sound more impressive. But yeah, we'll find out. And then we'll see if their explanations are correct. But all right. So guys, the play time is at 15:36.
Yep.
All right.
You said 15:36.
15:36. Yep.
All right. Yep, I'm there.
36.
All right. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Buttons are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's
Animation
time for
Sony.
Action
Hello, welcome in.
Battle!
Just in time to watch the fight.
Yeah.
Oh, this animation is already looking amazing.
Salutations, Dr. Robotnik.
Oh,
Your
yeah, that's definitely
reputation
Double
precedes
Artemis.
you. Bring me your strongest fighter, or face. Then prepare to kneel before your master.
Oh, this is
Perfect.
already perfect. Pun intended.
Yeah.
All the music, I like it.
By the way, for those getting excited at the idea of multiplying yourself, every time that technique also splits your power. In other words, 4 cells, each one is at 25% strength.
Still pretty powerful, though.
Does a machine like yourself ever experience fear? Not anymore.
Oh, dang.
Oh, we went straight into ultimate form?
Yeah.
Barely. Oh, you knocked him out of his dragon form.
You're dealing with the ultimate life form. I already possess his data. Observe chaos.
Oh.
Oh, that was funny. Or he possessed this data.
Oh.
He's referencing Shadow.
My form data successfully copied.
Oh. Oh. Uh-oh.
It'll take more than that to kill me, puppet. I know. Now I know everything about you.
Oh. Oh, this is awesome.
Whoever voice acts Metal Sonic, he's cool.
Like nothing against anyone who voices Perfect Cell, but just the robotic coldness of Metal Sonic is terrifying.
Oh, that was, yes. Oh, that one was emotional damage.
Oh, are they actually tying this into the Cell verse as well? Oh, Jason Archer, thank you for the raid.
I am all of them.
Oh.
You are all of them.
Uh-oh.
Then so am I.
Chaos control. We can stop time.
Yeah.
Remember what I said. The Chaos Emeralds are broken.
They are.
Oh. Oh. Terrific finish.
Well, the cell's still there, but he
Oh.
learned.
Oh, Joker, thank you for resubscribing. Oh.
Hey, Joker.
Joker.
So, everyone's got all the powers of the Chaos Emeralds and the Z Fighters? Well, that world's fucked. Our bad.
Cell may have been one of the greatest threats in Dragon Ball Z, but Eggman's greatest creation ultimately proved too much for him. Let's break this down into 4 categories: strength, speed, abilities, and adaptation.
First up, who was the strongest? Well, it's no surprise that any version of Cell was gonna be way more powerful than Base Metal or Neo.
AC, hello, welcome in. Thank you for the follow.
Is far beyond the level of power output Metal can match.
Without his stronger forms. With them, the power gap entirely
Oh,
reversed.
yeah,
Not
Brooke,
only could
I should
Metal
probably
match Cell's
explain
forces
this.
combusting or
But Android
destroying
19,
Frieza,
who
but
was
he
a
could surpass it
completely
with the
mechanical
universe
life form,
destroying
no
power of
biological
Metal.
components,
Hang on, Will.
could still
Those
use key
Dominions said
attacks.
that Cell was strong
The
enough to
only
threaten
thing
the
that
universe on his
having
own.
mechanical opponent
But the
stops
defense
is the
might help,
ability to
and there's
sense
nothing
their life
suggesting
energy.
you can destroy it in one go. Especially
That's
since it's
what they're
only
sensing when they're sensing
theoretically
ki.
with
They're
the
sensing the
big
life
gun.
energy, which is
Even
different from the
generous and
ki
assuming you
used
could
for
just blow
attacks,
it
which
up,
anything can
forces
still
like
use.
Time Eater and Solaris can destroy the wider multiverse, and Super Neo Metal would scale to them. Metal Sonic takes the edge in strength.
And with Sonic characters being known for their speed, you might think that was an easy win for Metal.
At his max speed in his super form, he should be comparable to entities like the Time Eater, who in Shadow Generations can destroy entire universes in seconds. By using the radius of the observable universe, we can estimate the Time Eater's destructive wave traveled at about 180 quadrillion times faster than light.
Certainly impressive, but let's compare that to Goku's flight from from heaven to hell shortly after the Cell games, which covered roughly a universe in distance at approximately 180 quadrillion times faster than light.
Hey, just like Time Eater. The difference, though, was that Goku was in his base form, way slower than Super Saiyan 2 Gohan or Super Perfect Cell.
Factoring in Super Saiyan multipliers, Super Perfect Cell can move upwards of 100 times faster than that, and so 100 times faster than Metal Sonic. Somehow, Cell takes the edge in speed. You know, the thing Metal was designed for.
Wasn't expecting
Dang.
that. Let's see if any of their abilities could tip the scales.
They shared many of the same powers, like telekinesis, force fields, and energy projectiles. Of note though, Cell's regeneration was clearly superior, able to fully heal from a single cluster of microscopic cells.
On top of that, Cell's Saiyan genes would let him grow in power every time he almost died, and his Cell Juniors gave him the numbers advantage.
And considering Super Neo Metal had a time limit, Cell would have a big advantage in a battle of attrition.
But with Chaos Control, that became a lot tougher.
Cell and his juniors had no way to deal with Metal boosting his speed or stopping time, something that countered Cell's speed advantage and left him open. And with Silver Psychokinesis,
Yeah,
or the Emerald Spatial Distortion,
the Chaos
Metal could
powers,
seriously
those are a
impair
wild
Cell's
card.
healing.
So it helped that
Yeah.
Cell could fall back on his martial
Anyone who
arts
has
abilities
access to
and
Chaos
Despite
Control has a
effectively being
huge
newborn,
advantage.
Cell's genetic instincts allowed
Anyone
him
who
to
has
best Earth's
access
most
to
skilled
time stop
warriors back to
versus
back
speed
to back.
has a huge
Metal Man
advantage,
copied
and
at
Shadow has
Chaos Brain,
proved
but
that
he
several
definitely
times with
isn't
the
as good
Sonic.
of a fighter.
Now,
The
that being
Sonic heroes
said,
haven't trained like the Z fighters, and Metal's been beaten
there
by
is
all
a
of them
Dragon
bunch of
Ball
times.
character
So all that
who
in
has a
mind,
time stop
abilities
technique.
is roughly a wash.
Which leaves
There's
us
actually
with
a
the
couple.
one thing they're both known for: their capability to evolve and become more powerful in response to their opponents, aka their adaptation.
And frankly,
Well,
that's
Jason,
where this back and
thank you
forth
for the raid.
completely breaks.
You were
Because
playing
at the end of the day,
Reforger.
Metal can copy Cell, but Cell can't absorb
How
Metal.
was
Cell's
stream?
ability
How
to physically
how did
absorb
that
an
go?
opponent is primarily viable against foes he can match or overpower.
Even if he took Metal by surprise, he can't absorb fully inorganic robots like Android 16.
Cell was only able to absorb androids 17 and 18 because they were primarily organic.
They're actually more like cyborgs and are only called androids in the English translation.
Metal, on the other hand, can copy a target's biodata through only a few seconds of direct eyesight, something he could easily accomplish during a time stop.
And using it on Cell means he wouldn't just get Cell's powers, but the powers of all of the Z Warriors too.
Remember, Metal's copying applies to abilities that fundamentally affect his own biology, like Espio's invincibility or Chaos's liquid body. Nothing Cell has would be off limits, especially given all of Cell's powers were genetically encoded in the first place, quite literally biodata.
Cell's Saiyan power-ups? Copied. Cell's regeneration? Copied.
Oh.
Cell's key techniques? Believe it or not, copied.
Chaos Emeralds are described as being able to produce life energy, similar to Ki, so there's a precedent for him being able to replicate Cell's power set. And at this point, there's nothing stopping Metal from, say, stopping time and using a Kamehameha to vaporize him at a cellular level, just like Gohan did.
Cell might be able to do anything the Z Fighters know how to do, but that's not gonna help him, cause Metal can do anything Cell knows how to do. Strange, isn't it?
Cell just doesn't have any options to retaliate that Metal wouldn't also possess, including any of his previous advantages. Metal's copy ability is just that overpowered.
Oh, I guess now I
Dang.
get why they called it Sonic CD.
Why's that?
Cell died. Where's he? You get it? CD? Where's? Where you go? Come on back. Next time on Death Battle.
Which means T is now technically as fast as Cell, if you think about it.
Metal Sonic is the most dangerous being in the universe now.
Which he still gets defeated by Sonic.
Subscribe and join as a member to
But
see
the last
more.
time he got defeated, though, it had to be a whole team of people. Which now
Bakugo
it's-
versus... Okay, I know who Bakugo is. I don't know who this other person is.
Risa?
Chainsaw.
Oh,
Chainsaw,
Man.
yep.
Yeah, Chainsaw Man.
Ooh,
This is so Bakugo versus a woman.
interesting.
Okay, wow. Jason, okay, that was good to... So it's good to hear that you had a good time playing that game. But, oh, wow. Yeah, that was pretty much the outcome. I mean, I was expecting Metal to win, but I wasn't expecting, that.
I mean, the advantage that let him win was the Chaos Emeralds.
Well, and his adaptation ability, too.
Yeah. However, even they straight up said the only reason he had the time to scan and analyze was because he had access to the Chaos Emeralds, and
Oh
specifically
yeah,
the time of the Chaos Emerald. In the end, this fight came down to the fact that Metal Sonic had access to the most broken items in fiction.
I mean, yeah, to be fair, yeah, if it wasn't for the Chaos Emeralds, Metal Sonic would have lost. Like they said, because that time freeze gave him the time he needed to scan Cell to copy his abilities, and that was the turning factor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just like when you have an adaptability that can help you bridge any power gap like that, it's pretty much game over if you can get that ability to lock in.
Make me see what other adaptive types would do. Like, for example, if we had Rogue versus Cell.
Rogue comes down to physical contact. Because the way her power is, she just straight up drains you until you're dead if she ever makes physical contact with you.
Yeah, well, so it depends on what version of Rogue too. Because if it's because if they use the one from like the animated series and the comic books, she absorbed the powers of Miss Marvel, who is a very powerful character.
Again, the thing with Rogue though is in base. One, the absorbed powers she gets are only temporary, but two, she has no means of ever getting anywhere near Cell.
I mean, Cell would punch her though, if he didn't know how her powers work.
If he didn't know how her powers yet, he'd punch her.
Yeah, and then she would absorb his powers.
You gotta remember, Rogue though, in base, has the durability of a standard human. And if Cell ain't pulling his punches, he kills her in one hit.
Yeah.
They also forget instant transmission that Cell has.
Well, no, they mentioned it, but I don't think it would have really mattered. But because at the point where Metal copied Cell's powers and abilities, because that just helped him bridge the speed gap as soon as he copied Cell's abilities. So with Cell's instant transmission, that only would work before chaos control was implemented. After that, it was game over.
Also, instant transmission has a major weakness, making it pointless to use against a metallic fighter.
Yeah.
The pseudo requirement to lock on to lock on to energy signatures, which he could lock on to the Chaos Emerald signature, but that still takes a moment.
Yeah.
He can't lock onto Metal Sonic because you can't sense Metal Sonic because he is a purely mechanical being.
Yeah. Well, overall, animation for this fight I thought was fantastic. The music was very good. The voice acting was phenomenal. The explanations for why Metal Sonic won I thought were pretty clear. I mean, overall, this video you could say was both metal and perfect. I'm sorry.
I'm leaving.
It's very sad. It was a very satisfying episode.
Kudos to Devil Artemis. He does such an amazing job with his animation. Let's see. Who did? Oh, Devil Artemis did voice both Settle and Metal Sonic.
Really?
Also, he did 3 projects for this video. Oh, nice. I know, Kat. It's amazing. Oh yeah. So yeah, round of applause to Devil Artemis. Awesome job for doing both voice acting and the animation for this. All right, chat. We are about to get ready to raid. Again, if you did not, remember guys, you're awesome, Jesus loves you, and life's a journey worth exploring. Catch you later.
Bye.